The Pew Research Center says about 41% of voters plan to tune in to tonight's vice presidential debate. The question is, will those voters get an accurate picture of the candidates from what they see? Joining us now, George Farah, author of No Debate, How the Republican and Democratic Parties Secretly Control the Presidential Debates. Mr. Farah, good day to you. Thanks for coming on.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me, Lester.
The debate last week, highly restrictive, primarily because the two campaigns got together and said what they would do and what they wouldn't do. How would you wrestle control away from the campaigns or the parties and deliver a debate that would be freewheeling in nature?
Well, the Republican-Democratic Party seized control of the presidential debates from the League of Women Voters in 1987 by establishing this bipartisan, corporate-funded, candidate-controlled Commission on Presidential Debates. We would return control of these debates back into the hands of an independent, nonpartisan, publicly funded organization, a Citizens Debate Commission, if you will, that would follow in the footsteps of the League of Women Voters.
And would that force the candidates to play by the rules of that organization as opposed to whatever they wanted to negotiate?
Oh, absolutely. Back when the League of Women Voters hosted these events about 25 years ago, they would fight for engaging formats and challenging and revealing formats. They would fight for the inclusion of popular independent candidates.
How would that have changed what we saw last Thursday?
Well, on last Thursday, the candidates were prohibited from talking to each other. They had 90 to 120 seconds to answer a question. The moderators were vetted by the candidates. There were limited use of follow-up questions, just one asked throughout the entire debate. When you don't have follow-up questions, you can't get past a misleading or evasive response. When the candidates can just recite a series of memorized sound bites, you never see these candidates who are asking for our vote to be President of the United States think on their feet in a high-pressure situation. Lester, I don't think it's too much to ask of these candidates who are asking for our vote to appear side by side for 90 minutes under a high-pressure situation and think on their feet for once.
Let's talk about the present, because tonight's is more of a town hall debate with questions from the audience. Will that create some of what you're looking for?
The town hall debate is actually scheduled for this Friday, but no.
I'm sorry,
The town hall debate is actually more orchestrated this year than it's ever been in the history of presidential debates.
All right, let's talk about tonight. I'm sorry, I got ahead of myself. That's St. Louis. Tonight's debate, they are sitting at a table in what some have described as more of a Sunday morning news format. Does that meet what you're looking for?
No, not at all. Lester, tonight's event will be just like the other presidential debates. You have two very eloquent, talented individuals with sharply contrasting styles, an inexperienced but very charming trial lawyer, a CEO who's gruff and highly experienced, and the American people want to see a confrontation. They want to see eloquence. But they're not going to see that. They're going to see two individuals talking side by side. They're going to have no more than 90 seconds to answer a question. Only at the discretion of the moderator will be able to extend conversation. They can't ask each other questions. They can't challenge each other. So the eloquence and confrontation that millions of voters are tuning in to watch will be substantially hampered by these unprecedented format restrictions.
All right, George Farah, thank you very much for coming on and talking with us.
Thank you for having me.